Hey Asp, this is John with another edition of Active Self-Protection, and we're talking today about what's the best implement for home defense. I've gotten a couple of questions about, what's the best thing to defend my home with, John? Should I have a handgun? Should I have a shotgun? Should I have a rifle? Now, I'm here to tell you that, trust me on this, everyone has an opinion, okay? And if your opinion doesn't match mine, I'm okay with that. But if you're new to shooting and you're wondering, I want to give you some understanding of how to choose a home defense tool. My three defensive choices, here I have a handgun. Okay, so this particular handgun, again, I'm empty. I can show you empty here. So I'll pull the magazine out just so I'm not worried about it. So here I have a very typical concealed carry handgun. This is a 9mm, so this is a choice that a lot of people will have as a home defense tool. This one, again, there you go, empty cylinder. A 44 Magnum revolver. So this is like Dirty Harry special, man. This will scare him away. It'll do its thing. So a lot of people will choose those as their home defense tool. Next, I see a lot of people go with a shotgun. This particular shotgun, if I pull that, I got an empty chamber, so I know that I'm safe. This is a Remington 870 home defense, very popular shotgun for home defense. And of course, a lot of people will choose a rifle. This particular rifle is an AR-15 pattern rifle. This is my home defense rifle. This is one of the ones that we use, so these are why. Well, what's your criteria for choosing a home defense tool? Now, I think a home defense tool is different than a concealed carry tool. Obviously, if you're going out there into the world, what your choices are going to be a little different. I can't conceal carry a 16-inch rifle. It does not work. If I try to stick that guy down my pants and then up my shirt and I go, okay, I can conceal carry, here we go, all right? It's not going to be very effective. So it's not going to be a good concealed carry piece. Obviously, same thing here with the shotgun. This is my default choice. Why? Because I can put it in a hip holster, put my shirt over the top of it, and go. But we're not talking about that today. We're talking about home defense. And in home defense, I really want to look at as one of my major criteria, it's stopping power, the ability to impart energy into a bad guy. In a home defense environment, that has to be one of your primary things. So, I want to look at this. This is a 9mm handgun, shoots a 9mm projectile. This particular one, that's a Hornady critical defense. That is an FTP bullet is what they call that, a flex tip expanding bullet, FTX I think they call that. And this gun, this bullet, puts out about 350 foot-pounds of energy. So that's when it hits, when the bullet leaves the end of the gun, hits a human being, puts 350 foot-pounds of energy into them. And you have to recognize that it's not the bullet that kills you. It's the bleeding that comes from the hole that it leaves. So that's going to put one in there. It's going to do 350 foot-pounds worth of damage on the inside of it. Now, that's a pretty big deal. If I move up here and I move up to my 44 Magnum revolver, now I've really moved up. Now, if I look here, look at the difference between a 44, if I show you that, and a 9mm. Okay? 9mm, 350 foot-pounds of energy. 44 Magnum, this particular one's 180 grain jacketed hollow point. 900 foot-pounds of energy. Much bigger boomstick. Now, we have to ask some other questions about that, but those are what you're looking at. That's really the most powerful handgun round most people are going to come into. 44 Magnum, 900 foot-pounds of energy. Now, I know a lot of people that will move up instead to a shotgun. Now, a shotgun shoots a shell, not a round, okay? This is technically a shotgun shell. This particular one, what I keep in my home defense shotgun, number 4 buckshot, 1,200 foot-pounds of energy, give or take, coming out the barrel. Now, people, on the other hand, go to the rifle, and the rifle shoots, this is probably one of the smaller rifle cartridges out there. That's a 223 Remington, .223, also called 5.56mm, some slight differences, whatever. It's a 223. Okay? This also has about 12 to 1,300 foot-pounds worth of energy coming out the barrel of the rifle. So which one makes the best sense for home defense? Well, it really depends on what you're trying to do. My challenge, again, a small handgun for home defense, not my first choice. It's not very powerful. Frankly, this stinks at killing somebody. And if somebody breaks into my house, I want to stop the threat as fast as possible. Wouldn't be my first choice for that reason. A big monster revolver like this, not a bad choice, but my problem is 6 shots. 6 shots. And you go, well, John, if it takes more than 6 shots to kill somebody, well, that's not really always my first concern. My first concern is always, do I have enough shots for the number of bad guys? If one bad guy comes in my house, this is probably enough, although I will say that there was a woman just a couple of months ago, I forget what state that she was in, but she shot a bad guy 6 times, shot at him 6 times and hit him 5 in the face and head. I think it was a .38 special she shot him with and he didn't die. As a matter of fact, he told her, stop shooting at me. So she bluffed him with the gun and had to get out of there. It's dangerous, a dangerous spot. A lot of folks will go to something like this as a shotgun. Now, I keep this gun loaded with 6 shots of number 4 buckshot. 6 shots. Now, 1,200 feet per second is a good deal. However, my problem with a home defense shotgun, which I have one, so again, this is mine, and it can be a very effective tool. However, I have a couple of challenges. Depending on how you load this gun, first of all, it's misses. So this is what they call a cylinder bore. And what that cylinder bore does is what a shotgun is it's not a rifled shot. So for every yard that travels, it's going to expand about 1.5 inches on a cylinder bore, which most home defense shotguns are. So at 5 yards, I've got a 5-inch pattern. At 10 yards, I have a 10 to 12-inch pattern. Actually, 12 to 18 is actually fairly typical out of a cylinder bore. So I have a pipe plate about this big. Now that's great if I put it right in the center of mass and I've got a 12-inch barrel. That's great. What if I miss a ways? What's going to happen? I'm going to miss him with a few pellets. If I miss high, I'm going to miss him with a few pellets. So that's going to impart less energy in that bad guy, and also I have projectiles that are traveling and doing damage to people who I don't know. So what that boils down to is I think that if you can have it and if it works in your jurisdiction, a home defense rifle is really a good tool to have for many people. Now, why is that? Well, first of all, before the federal government acts, you got a 30-round magazine, right? A 30-round magazine in a 5.56 container. I could put a 30-rounder in there, rack that bolt, and I'm ready to go. And now I have this particular rifle, and we'll talk about that another day, mounted with a red dot sight. So with a light mounted on this firearm, so I know who to shoot, and I can see the bad guy coming. A red dot that makes it very fast and accurate. In fact, I have a video of my 10-year-old with a red dot sight, and she can ring steel at 10 yards all day long, and I can call out targets to her, and she can pop them very fast. It's a very easy implement to use. This particular one has a fixed stock, but you can get an adjustable stock so various people in the household can use it at a various pull lengths. It makes it a very versatile tool. So I really think for a home defense, general home defense, now any of them will work. You say, well, wait a minute, John, I don't have a rifle, or it's not legal in my jurisdiction. Next best tool. Okay, next best tool, because it'll impart a lot of force on a bad guy in a hurry. They say that those shot with a handgun, least effective tool. Okay, least effective tool for home defense here. 80% of the time that you're shot with a handgun, you'll live. 80% of the time you're shot with a rifle or a shotgun, you die. So, those are more effective tools to use in a home defense environment. But again, you said, but John, in my jurisdiction, having an AR-15 is illegal. Then don't choose that. If you live in Arizona like I do, though, it's a more effective tool. Choose that if you have the opportunity. And they're not all that expensive if you do. If you can't, this is a more effective tool. 5+1. If that's the best you got, use it. You're like, well, I can't have that. Well, guess what? This is better than whispering sweet nothings at him. This is better than empty threats. It's better than a stick in your hand, or a 9mm in your hand is worth far more than a cop on the way when bad things come. So if this is what you have available, use it. If I had to choose between those two, in a home defense environment, I'm going to choose a bigger round because, again, here you have it. And this particular gun is ported and vented, and so it's actually fairly easy to shoot. So, choices in order of preference. If I had to, I'd choose a rifle first. Which rifle? We'll do that in another video. Second choice, a home defense shotgun. If I can do that. Now, this is a bit of an advanced tool. You got to learn how to use it, so make sure that you choose that wisely. Third choice, large caliber revolver would be my third choice. My fourth choice, a smaller concealed carry style semi-automatic pistol. Those are the choices in that order. So, whatever works best for you, whatever you can have in your jurisdiction, whatever your budget and family can afford, I'd go with that. Thanks, Asp. Hope you enjoy your day.